Corey Soto says Purdy ranks high in interception in INT-worthy passes. I believe it. I tend to think that catches up with you eventually. It probably does.
Yeah.
It did with Jimmy. It almost did against Seattle and probably will against a better D. Could this also follow him into next season with more tape on him? Here's what I noticed in the first half against Seattle. Purdy was staying in the pocket, and on a lot of third downs, what Carroll would play single high coverage with like a rat underneath defender, and it's a linebacker, and he's just reading Purdy. And you had that linebacker breaking quickly on those slants. You know that on 3rd and probably 7 or less, Kyle's calling some type of in-breaking route. Probably. And so he had that linebacker sitting on that. And there were a couple, I don't know if they were near picks, but linebackers diving, getting their
It was pretty much enough to force like an errant pass, like because it was like you either had to throw it early behind him for the side, so it would get out of his arm's reach, or you're trying to throw it overhead. Like that Paul needs to be like really good. That's one thing I was noticing. I was like, damn, Purdy's really throwing like a lot of those crossers or slants, like where the like Kobe Bryant or whatever the hell that guy is named, Barton, whatever his name is. Like this lingering like 5-8 yards like behind the line of scrimmage or above the line of scrimmage, like just waiting for it. But it wasn't always there. But yeah, he did run that like a handful of times, and that was the thing that like that Purdy was just making like literally at the wrong timing or just the wrong like accuracy, like it wasn't just there.
Well, how often do you see Purdy throw the ball outside the numbers from the pocket?
I just watched this first half. I don't recall that time he did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, especially to the right. It seems like if he's in the pocket, he's a little small, and his vision might be a little compromised, and he's trying to throw over the middle. And I think Pete Carroll figured that out. And so the reason that you see Purdy breaking out of the pocket so much, even if he might not be pressured, is he can see more of the field out there outside the pocket. He can get the ball outside the numbers if he's closer to the numbers. I'm just saying. Like on 3rd down, this might be why he's, having some of these interception worthy throws, because there's parts of the field you can kind of figure he's not going to go to because he doesn't have the arm for it unless he starts running around and makes the throw shorter, which he does very well, extremely well. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, why would you call 2-man against Purdy on 3rd down? He's going to scramble and he's not going to throw the ball deep down the field. Like, you would never do that. You would call cover 1 with some aggressive man coverage and be like, I'm taking away the slants. There's no freaking way I'm letting him hit this slant on 3rd and 4. No, do something else. So, yeah, that's the book on him.
Everything was good with that, or more like zone oriented, just so everyone's like facing him, so they don't get like they don't get freaked out if he's gonna take off, or like they could just at least like try to squeeze like tighter weak spots to make sure he's not gonna hit like a receiver that's
You don't have to like spy him though, because he's not gonna run past the line of scrimmage. He's just gonna break out of the pocket. You guys have to tell your pass rushers, like, dude, he spins out of the back of the pocket. He does it. He spins left. He spins whoever that right defensive end is. Dude, he's spinning at you. And I feel like maybe as people see him more, they'll be more aware of it, because it seems like it's a little bit like early in Kaepernick's career. People are just so surprised at his Kaepernick. Yeah. Like Kaepernick, when he would reach his full speed, people would just take the worst angles. It's like, yeah, man, he's fast. He's really fast. You got to take better angles. Purdy, he's really quick, dude. You got to honor it. Zach says, Ayuk due for a big game. They will be all over Debo. He roasted Diggs last year. Didn't get the ball.
Probably roast Diggs again this year.
He probably will roast Diggs again this year. Lil or Stewie says, what do we need during this upcoming draft? Cornerback, QB3, OL in secondary. What do you think we'll get if we trade Ryan's 3rd round? They're going to have 3 3rd-round comps. They could move up a little bit if they want to, or move down. I don't know. It seems like, what do you think? They need a corner, unless they bring back Mosley, although you can't have enough corners.
They'll probably sign back Mosley just because he's cheap and familiar, and Mosley might be like, yeah, my value is pretty bad right now. So I don't think you're going to touch it. I mean, always draft a corner, yeah. So I think it's a cop-out, but in terms of need, no.
Always draft an offensive lineman. Always draft an offensive lineman. I don't think you need to draft a quarterback. I think you could probably...
Another 3rd-round running back.
Don't do that. I think you could probably keep taking quarterbacks later in the draft. It seems like the Niners... Because it's all flipped. In the past, what you wanted at quarterback was upside. And if a guy had played too much in college, you'd be like, his upside is low. I want someone with less experience, because it means that there's a possibility he gets better. Now I think people are going to be like, I don't want to bet on upside anymore. I want a guy who's ready to go right now, who can play right now and can be a cheap bargain. So I feel like all of a sudden I don't know. Teams will be looking for that.
That's not just what upside is. It's also with like if the player is like physically gifted, like does he have arm? Is he fast? Is he mobile? Is he like is he strong? All those things.
Right. Because he could be the next Josh Allen, except that there's like 800 busts on the road to finding the next Josh Allen. So all of a sudden, it just felt like experience was something that was almost looked at as a negative for quarterbacks. Why'd you stay in college so long? What was that about? Maybe this guy who only has 600 throws, maybe he could get better with. But now I think people are like, oh my God, experience is valuable. It's hard to get, and we want someone who has it. And what I think was tough, what was great about Purdy is that he got the experience, but when he was drafted, he was still 22. When he was playing, he was still 22. Freaking Kenny Pickett's about to turn 25. I don't want a quarterback coming out of college who dominated 1 year because he was 24.
Stetson Bennett came out 27. Stetson Bennett came out 27.
Exactly. Go back and look at Purdy, man. He had good. He was consistent in college. He never really improved that much, but he had consistent production from freshman year to sophomore year. Like, that's kind of what you want if you can find it. I don't know. I think that's the new blueprint. Maybe. I don't know. I still say DTR fits it. I like DTR from UCLA. He's a little bit younger though. He's a little bit older though. Purdy's remarkably young. I don't understand. And he was getting recruited by Alabama. Was that? Why did he go to Iowa State?
Was he?
That's what people said. I don't understand.
I don't know if I heard something like that, but I mean, if he was, I think he probably, because he was going to start at Bama. Probably at that time, he was going to start at Bama. So you go to Iowa.